y'all doing? So, yes, I know. I know. Okay? I've been gone for a very long time. I've been gone for a while. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I don't know what else to say. I'm sorry. I've been very busy for the last year. I started school recently, so that's been taking up like all of my time. I'm about to take a semester break starting I think in September. Starting in September, I'm going to take a semester break. So I'm really excited to do that. But yeah, a lot has changed with me since my last YouTube video. I have a boyfriend. He's very cute. So if you want to see pictures of me and him, you can check it out on my Instagram. I also have a cat. She's also really cute, but she's a fucking fat ass. Her name is Tibby, and I got her with my boyfriend. We got her a couple months ago. She's such a cute little part of our like tiny little whatever. So yeah, and yeah, that's really all that's been going on with me lately. We're just gonna get right into the video. As you can see by the title, I'm gonna be reading some Reddit stories, and my boyfriend suggested he suggested that I go on best of Redditor updates and pick out stories from there, and I already have a few picked out. So I think we're gonna read 4 today. Unless they're really long, then we might only read 2, but we'll see how it goes. And obviously, I don't know, you'll see. Jesus. Anyway, I gotta put on my glasses. Anyway, y'all see the makeup? I'm so hot. Okay, anyway, makeup come through. I got my handy dandy iPad. We love iPad. She's charging for the first time in like all year. Oh my god, it's so bad. Anyway, we're just gonna start with our first story, and I haven't read these yet, so if I mess up, don't make fun of me. Do not make fun of me. You see these gains? Okay, there's nothing there. But let's start. Anyway. My parents expect me, 17 female, to stay past turning 18 to continue to be a live-in nanny and help them with their house payments. Basura. I am not the OP, okay? Like I said, this is best of Redditor updates. I'm just gonna get comfortable, bro. Y'all like this shirt? Okay. All right. I've been sitting on this for a very long time and have waited until I was in a semi-safe, moderately safe place to say anything. I'm hopefully moving out on the 28th and feel like I can post this, and whether they say it or not, there's not what the fuck? Can I read? Oh my god, okay, hold on. See it or not, there's not a lot they can truly do at this point. I don't know, we're gonna move past it. It's kind of long, but this is a long story that took place over several years, so I feel like I've condensed it with enough detail to make somewhat sense. All right, let's drop in. I've been watching my 3 younger siblings since I was 14, and we have moved to a different state, and at that point the youngest kid was 2.5, now 6. Up until then, I never had a very good relationship with any of them. Barely hung out with them, stayed mostly with my grandmother, didn't have a good relationship with my parents, and was resentful of them because of my parents, mom and stepdad. Very obvious favoritism of them. I'm sorry. I am so sorry, sis. It started small, just an hour or 2, then quickly devolved into watching them for hours on end into the night. When they made friends with neighbors and went out to watching them with nearly full time and when the parents were home just before the pandemic hit. I watched them with no pay, unless you count them feeding slash housing, not giving me to an abuser as payment like they did. Oh my God. Until then, they started with $25 a week with no exception, and it didn't matter how much I actually worked, and I never actually touched any cash. They would buy things for me if they had money on the side from their own spending. I'm so sorry. This is horrible. This is so bad. The pandemic made it very, very easy to guilt trip me into watching them all the time and sacrificing everything. There are several different stories I could tell, but some of the quick points are: I let them pull me from school to do all virtual despite having some apprehension. They told this solely so I could watch slash pick up the kids after they went to school. I let them pay me and then hold this pay over my head. I'd be nothing without them. They'll just not even offer the gracious money they're offering and make me do it anyway. They'll kick me out slash stop feeding me, etc. I let them continue to pull me out of school for my senior year. Another long story, and I'd always said through the pandemic I wanted to do senior year in person. I let them ruin my relationship with my girlfriend for a long while before I put my foot down and repaired it. Go and study since sophomore year, period. As serious as a high school level relationship can get. I let them take my opportunity to get a job slash license and work with them 45 to 60 hours work weeks babysitting. This is so freaking trash. Oh my God, these kids are not angels. Hell, not even part angel. Oh my gosh, they go unchecked and undisciplined. I'm the only one they can even listen to, and that's a 50-50 chance. They run around scream like banshees, hidden screen. They're just generally bad kids. They're constantly on a screen, and have been as long as I remember, watching scary videos and murdery videos and things that generally young children should not be watching. What the hell? They stay up as late as I do. I've had trouble sleeping since I was a baby, and I'm trying to help myself without becoming dependent on melatonin and such so I don't become immune. See, that's actually like, and sometimes even later. For reference, that can mean 4, 5, 6 a.m. And sometimes I get knocks at my door asking for food and such. It's not just me who says these things. My grandmother who watches them when we go back to our hometowns, my family who sees them, my girlfriend's family who's seen them act this way, their teachers, etc. also say this or say it more politely. Your siblings are baby kids. Baby kids. You need to whoop their ass. And I shouldn't say that. I mean, I understand the whole older kid babysitting, younger kid thing, but you cannot expect a 14-year-old who barely recognized her sibling's voice to be able to cope well with that kind of childcare job. Hell, I don't even really like children. And even as a kid, I don't really hang out with younger kids than me because I found them annoying. Ironic, I know, because I was probably just as annoying. Making me do this made me resent them even more, in all honesty. It was exhausting and made me a resentful person for a while, and I am still very angry and have a lot of pent-up frustration that I'm trying to work through. I don't think I've ever been capable of caring properly for these kids, in my honest opinion, and they should have either a real babysitter or after school care. I've had several breakdowns and I'm not mentally well enough for this job, and my concerns and valid points for this have been ignored. This is, oh my gosh, and it's so long too. It just keeps, okay, let's just, oh my God. When we moved towns, 23-minute drive between my house and my girlfriend's house for reference, they got very, very bold. My biological dad is dead, and because of that, my mother receives a survivor's check with stipulations as to where it can be spent. My entire family bashes her for refusing to use that money correctly and abusing it, and it's an extremely sore and sensitive spot between us, especially with all the jokes that they use my check for themselves and the money isn't really for me but them, and how they quite literally refused to let me stay in my hometown where I was happier / healthier because that meant they'd lose the check. They've openly admitted that they were never going to let me know if of its existence because they didn't want me to know. I found out the only reason they can afford the house we're living in is because of the check. The parents are broke. They depend on this despite having a second job and well-paying government jobs. You might say, well, the pandemic, but no. They admitted if they cut back on frivolous things like that, $1,000 armchair, $1,000 armchair. But they bought in December, and my mom's purse and all of their other bullshit they'd be able to do on their own. They guilt trip me by saying that if I don't stay, they'll lose their house and it'll be all my fault. Who cares? Oh my gosh, who cares? Eventually, it all came to a head in October. I put my foot down and demanded I get a job. I needed money for college and had nothing to show for my life and had no way to pay for college. Not even a license to get there at that point. This ended in a huge blowout fight where I did some things I regret. Called names, kicked a recycling can over, punched a wall, got in my parents' faces when they did mine. Essentially stooped to their level, and I'm ashamed to admit it, but I will own up to my mistakes. And she trashed my room and told me she never let me leave, and that as long as I was her kid, I had no say in anything, and my life was hers to control, essentially. She went on a rampage saying how she'd take everything, every contact to everyone I knew away, and how she'd make everyone hate me, and how she'd make it so I couldn't physically leave because I was all alone and had no one. What a fucking narcissist. This is pissing me the fuck off. Oh, I'm hot. Ooh, this bitch need to go to fucking... I am extremely afraid of this. I'm afraid of people leaving me. I'm afraid of people not coming back. And she knew this as she said it all. Oh, that's like the worst fucking... I'm sorry. I snapped out of it at that point. Realized I had a scared dog upstairs who'd be coming back to my bedroom with glass everywhere because my mom had threw a box of 20 or so glass bottles on the floor collected for recycling. Realized I had a girlfriend who I wanted in my life, school to attend that I couldn't if she were to take my laptop, and that I would still have to watch her kids to fucking eat and actually survive here. This is abusive as fuck. This is so fucking abusive. I immediately backpedaled and apologized. See, and that's what they do. Like, they just fucking get you like that to make it where, like, you're the one that's in the wrong. They're like, this is so abusive. This is so sad. I immediately backpedaled and apologized and went along with what she was saying. I promised therapy, pills, help with the kids, whatever bullshit she spilled out, and I knew everything was a lie. I refused to watch them until we had an agreement, and then I was paid $32 a week flat. I'd be leaving Friday through Sunday for a real job in my old town with my girlfriend, so I lost Friday's money, whatever. I'd be making way more at the new job. Supposed to be in cash, but that stopped about a month afterwards, where I was put on a Cash App card, but only with whatever they could spare depending on my wants and their extra money that they didn't spend. No. It is not whatever you can spare to spend, whatever you can spare to give me. I am watching your children. You know how expensive babysitting services are? Child, oh my neighbors hate me because I'm hot. Since then, I've been threatened to be held at my house, so I'd be fired with my phone turned off, because my job's policy is that if you don't show up to a scheduled shift without any kind of notice, with the exception to emergencies, of course, then you're fired. They run a formal restaurant that's successful and can't risk liabilities like people who don't show up, which I understand. I've been avoiding a bank account because I don't want her to have access to my money. Cash my money with my girlfriend and hold it at her house, not mine. See, and oh my god, good girlfriend. Yes. I'm looking for a car, and I'm getting ready to make a DMV appointment the week of my birthday, hopefully, along with the bank/savings account and walker's license. They've been getting more and more aggressive with saying that I'm not leaving, to the point is mentioned at least once a day. This is so weird. At first it was you weren't leaving until you graduate, so we have someone to watch the kids. Then it was that they needed my check to pay their mortgage and wouldn't get it unless I stayed. Now it's that I'll stay until the end or beginning, depending on mood swings, I guess. Summer, the end of the beginning of summer, to help them with their time of need. Who cares? They threatened to put me in a psych ward, to have me arrested, to get my family members up for things they have asked them to do to guilt trip me, and to have my girlfriend's parents arrested for harboring me as a runaway after I'm 18. You can't do that. Once you're 18, you're legally an adult. They can't do shit. You better run, girl. You better run. Oh, actually, I don't know if you're in the U.S. If you are in the U.S., I'm pretty sure they can't do that. I'm pretty sure once you turn 18, you're a legal adult. Just peace out. I don't think they can do that unless I'm in danger, which I'm not, and her family can pass a wellness check with flying colors, which I agree with. I can also prove I have a paying job, nutritious food to eat, and a safe place to stay. I'm not a nanny. I've been prevented in furthering my life, and I've been withheld from getting the necessary things to survive on my own. I owe nothing to them or their kids, and in self-preservation to let them be on their own and figure their own shit out. I didn't want kids. I didn't buy a house I couldn't afford and depend on a government check to help me along. I need to go to school and get the kind of job that I want. I'll answer any questions in the comments. Edit. I like to thank every single person in the comments. I appreciate the kind words and advice I've received, and I'm taking a lot of it to heart. Shit hit the fan only about 3 or 4 days after I posted this, and the situation is ever evolving and more complicated than I'd like to admit. I will post again by the end of the week with full updates and explanations of everything that happened. And until then, anyone who is concerned to know that both my dog and I are safe in the time being. I need to take a break before we get into the update, because that was a lot. Oh my gosh. You know what, guys? I watch a lot of BOZE versus the world. And if she ever sees this, let's collab. Oh my gosh, I love BOZE. Okay, anyway, but I watch a lot of BOZE, and she frequently mentions narcissists, and she used this analogy that narcissists have a bag with tools, like a toolbox, like tools. They have tools. Everyone has tools. Everyone usually has like 1 or 2 tools of how they deal with situations, but narcissists, they have like a fucking bajillion tools. Every time one doesn't work, they just pull out another one. And this mother, oh my gosh, like threatening, oh, I'm gonna have your family arrested. You should be grateful that I didn't send you to live with an abuser. I'm gonna have your girlfriend's parents arrested. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Oh hell no. To the no. Hell to the no. Oh, jeez, oh Lord. All right, we're gonna get into this update, bro. We're gonna get into this update because this is wild, and I think I'm only gonna do 2 stories today because like I didn't think they were gonna be this damn long, but shit. Okay. My dog and I are safely moved out, and okay, I went a lot. I can't English. A lot went down in the past 2 weeks, and my mental health wasn't too great after leaving. So my update is a bit late, as I didn't want to just babble nonsense and overwhelm myself further. I do want to state before you read this post that I understand that some of my actions weren't necessarily the best choices, and that I know some of my actions were influenced by guilt tripping / manipulations. I'm okay with my current situation / agreement, as it's incredibly temporary, and I don't think there would have been a more peaceful resolution. A few days after posting my original EP story, I revealed to them that I was leaving. I did this because they were already starting to poke around and ask questions, and I knew they were going to find out either way. I wanted to be a bit in control of the situations and didn't want to risk getting caught off guard. I can say honestly it was the best solution knowing what I know now. excuse me, and what happened after I told them. I attempted to talk to them calmly with my girlfriend and dog in the car across the street from me, as the only ones, street from me, across the street. Oh my gosh. As the only one in the house. I guess she was in the house alone with her parents, and her siblings were, where the hell are their siblings? Ah! Anyway, it was a safeguard in case anything got physically violent, because if it did, I could walk out and leave and would 100% tell the police I didn't feel safe if they continued to pursue me. This backfired a bit, as they were very, very upset and said things I can't forgive them for, but I'd already anticipated the freak out. I was told that I'd be cutting off all my bridges to them, and if I ever asked them for help or come back, that I'd be doing every house chore they could think of, and I'd have to quit my job and watch the kids 24/7, even on weekends, and that my relationship with my girlfriend was abusive and unsafe. Ooh, you're one to talk. And unhealthy, and then I was manipulated by her to move in, that they didn't want me anymore, that I was screwing them over, and it didn't matter if I was trying to better my life because it didn't benefit them, etc. I would like to point out that they had told me in the fight they hoped I wouldn't lose my job because I wasn't leaving for the next 2 weeks, and how that look on me applying for new ones. I didn't let on that I already talked to my boss. I told y'all about these tools. I told y'all. Okay. I'd anticipated and even heard much of this before, so I kind of sat quietly and reiterated that I wasn't changing my mind on moving out. They still weren't happy, but I talked to my girlfriend in the car for a while afterwards, and eventually sent her home after calming down. My mother had already contacted my grandmother, someone whose opinion means a lot to me, to try and convince me to stay until at least the end of the school year. She had my grandmother bug me until about a day before I left and try to guilt me into staying. Grandma! My mother also used the fact that my grandfather has cancer. How are you going to get up to PA? You're never going to see Poppy before he dies. Against me and other older family members on my dad's side, and try to convince me to stay by saying if I don't stay, they won't take me up there and it's expensive to go. The fucking tools. Just, what? Like a fucking clown bag. Just, God, I have whiplash. This is so triggering. My God. I refused to stay, and it ended in a few days of quiet tension between all of us before we started talking again. I was then told I could actually leave for work, and that she said that when she was mad, why would you think that would stand? It resulted in me leaving for the weekend. My most important valuables had been moved out, stuff like my dead dad's hat / stuff from my baby box, some trinkets from family members, etc. We fought for the remainder of the 2 weeks, going back and forth on compromises and what I was going to do and how I was going to care for myself. I will point out the big fights / talks as they are important. After coming back from that weekend, I sat down with them per their request to talk about potential situations. They said they genuinely couldn't afford the house, and childcare showed me that there was no one even responding to their ads, and that after school services were all booked in our area. I said, fine, then let's talk about it. But I'm A, not giving up any days I could potentially work at my job, and B, not agreeing to do anything at this point because I need time to think. The potential plan we came up with was I come home on Sundays, my stepdad would pick me up, and my girlfriend would pick me up Wednesday to take me to work in the same fashion of how we do it on Fridays. I walked away from that conversation with both of us agreeing that I agreed to nothing we talked about. I then got a text later that night, 1ish in the morning, asking if potentially 8 to 9 p.m. was good for a Sunday pickup. I tried to avoid the question and ask something else, but he was persistent until I finally said, yeah, that could potentially work if we do that. Intentionally vague / not agreeing that it was a permanent solution. My girlfriend refused to drive me back and forth, which I agreed with, as it's an hour drives back and forth, and they needed me And because they refused to help me get my own license when I wanted / needed it, they should be the ones to drive me. I came up with the solution of, well, maybe I could give them Wednesdays if I had them off. Otherwise, the babysitter they'd manage to find for part-time work could do Wednesdays if I couldn't. Oh, well, my phone's dying. Where was I? Okay. They flipped again, saying I was going back on their agreement. Oh, I was going back on our agreement, and was lying and a manipulative little shit, and that I wasn't being reasonable, and again fucking them over. I reiterated I didn't agree to anything. I never agreed to even staying in any capacity, and was pissed they attempted to gaslight me into believing that I did. It ended in another argument where things were said again, but I kind of just ignored it, stuck to my guns, and they relented. I didn't give them Wednesdays because I wasn't comfortable with it anymore, because I couldn't trust them to get me to my job on Wednesday reliably. I didn't really want to be there any more than I had to, and their other babysitter agreed to take Wednesdays. It ended in an argument over Messenger while she was at work, where she essentially told me that when I worked next, I could pack my stuff and leave. She then texted my girlfriend and her parents a huge list of my problems and how I'm just using them and waiting for my chance to fuck them over too. Jesus Christ. Including discussing my psychiatric hospital visits and past parental abuse. Hospital visits mostly because of the parental abuse, and I was freshly 13 at my last visit. Tools! They said they dismissed it because they'd A, known me for 3 years at this point, and what my mom was saying wasn't lining up with what they saw, and B, they weren't going to take my mom's word when she was acting crazy and revealing things that they weren't even sure if I was comfortable discussing outside of a therapist's office. That too. I'm incredibly grateful for them and have told them that if I ever do anything wrong, then I expect punishment, but that I never intentionally wronged them. I really do love them like my family and will protect them like they are. Good. She came home trying to say that me buying myself and my siblings pizza the other night was trying to get brownie points before screwing them over, and that I was just being an ass. I had no ulterior motives with the pizza. I just wanted pizza and felt guilty for ordering some and not sharing because the kids had wanted pizza for the past 2 weeks. My God. And I just bought them some too. I was prepared to leave that night and had my stuff packed and said as much. She's flipped out again. It resulted in a fight where she slandered my deceased father. Cunt. I'm not sure if what she said was true, but I'm not really willing to find out. Name called, said I would be crawling back, that she would always love me as I was her firstborn. What the fuck? But hated the person I was. I'll always love you. You're my firstborn child, but you're acting like a fucking bitch and I hate you. Like, what? Begged for me to stay and help. Ended with both of us walking away unhappy until we talked about it later that night. What it came down to is this. I work Monday / Tuesday. They drive me to and from, meaning they pick me up Saturday and drop me back off Tuesday. My stepdad gets a work from home job in April after training through March. And then I no longer have to come over at all, and they'll leave me alone. They want nothing to do with my dog at all, even just to spite me. My mom doesn't like him, and neither does my stepdad. That's so sad. So they said if I didn't take them, they'll dump him. Dump him where? Oh my God, not the animal abuse. I scheduled my permit test wrong, and it got rescheduled for the 16th. But good news is I've studied enough that I'm 100% sure I'll pass. Good. And my girlfriend's mom said not to pay for a walker's license because it's very short wait, and after I get my permit, I can get the bank account and such. I'm trying to figure out what's going on with my I guess, the survivor's check. And I'm in contact with the office and school and trying, or is that Social Security? No, I can't be Social Security. Is it? Girl, I don't know. Anyway, the check. And I'm in contact with the office and school and trying to figure out how to change stuff. My mom wants half of it and she'll be quiet if she gets it. You're gonna be quiet either way. You know why? Because you're getting blocked. You are getting blocked. Ah! You are going to be quiet. And you don't have a choice. Anyway, so I'm debating just sacrificing that half for the sake of peace of mind / sanity, since I have a steady job and plan on picking up another after April. I'm sorry if this isn't what people wanted, but I've seen what they do to people to get revenge if you fuck them over. Are your parents the fucking mafia? What? The way she talked to me during that last fight tells me she no longer sees me as her kid in any capacity, just as someone she'll fuck over if I don't at least agree to the bare minimum like I did. But after April, I'm no longer useful and I'll get forgotten like everyone else, which is why I'm even agreeing to them in the first place. If you have any questions, I'll answer them. I understand this is a bit rambly / emotional, but I'm not sure how else to write it. Yo, what? Oh my God, my head hurts. My actual brain hurts. This is so sad. Oh my God. Oh my gosh. And this, when I found this post, it had only been up for 11 minutes. It's been up for 48 minutes now. But oh my gosh, y'all. So there's not too many comments. I'm gonna read this one because I think it might be funny. Okay, and it's pretty short too. So we might have time for a third one, but we'll see. Okay, so original OP turns to Reddit for advice. Chase's dream. Can I talk? Okay. Original OP turns to Reddit for advice. Chases dream girl or his dream job. Then ignores Reddit. Jesus. I am not OP. This is a repost. Okay, so the guy asked, will I regret taking the better job or not chasing the girl I love? I, 22 male, am looking for the perspective of older men who have made these decisions and regret or don't in hindsight. Essentially, I'm in my last semester of college and I'm having trouble deciding. A, do I move back to my home country and take the job that is significantly better pay, a great career start, I also be much closer to my family whom I really miss? Or B, do I stay in a foreign country and chase after the woman I love? 1-year relationship ended because I said I might be moving home and I wasn't sure if I love her. After 2 months apart, I'm pretty oh my gosh, I'm pretty convinced she's the one. I always resisted telling her I loved her because I was afraid of the commitment, but now I'm more afraid of going through life without her after seeing both sides. It's over now and may never happen again, but there's a chance if I stay. No, there's not. I'm trying to be as logical as possible, but my emotions heavily clouded my judgment, and I can tell. Has anyone made this decision before, and how has it impacted the rest of your life? Are you happy? Was it the right decision? So here are the relevant comments that they put in the post. Here we go. Job. End of discussion. Period. Job. You screwed the pooch with the girl already. Plus you're young and have yet to realize there will be several the ones. Yes. Another comment. You're talking about turning down a job opportunity to try and get back with a woman that you broke up with 2 months ago. If you were married or had kids with her, or whether or not to move would be open for debate. But a single 22-year-old guy doesn't choose where to live based on what his girlfriend might like. Now for real. Oof! And OP responded to that comment. They said, yeah, it sounds crazier when I read it rather than think it. Sometimes I have seen her since it has been like we were together, whatever. In some physical aspects, it has been even better. So y'all be fucking. She tells me multiple times that she loves me but can't be with me right now. It's completely mixed signals and wrecking my head, but the truth is I would come back to her without hesitation if she wanted me. I've dated a lot of girls and never expected to meet the one until my late 20s, absolute earliest, but she's something special. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. No, don't do it. Oh. I just know this person's dumb as hell. Okay, so we're just gonna read the update. Oh my gosh. Update. Oh, this was 3 years ago. Okay. Thanks to everyone who gave me their advice, and my apologies for being slightly rude and challenging virtually every comment. Being in a bad mood with nothing better to do is a bad combo. I should have gone with the overwhelmingly obvious consensus of pick the job and family, but as we know, who listens to other people's advice anyway, especially one with sense? I opted to chase the girl and and it didn't work out. I'm angry at myself for being a fool, but I think it was a mistake I had to make. I got lucky though, and I'm going to be involved in a startup. My risk tolerance is pretty high right now that I don't give a fuck. I'll be okay in the end, whether it works, and that's great. Or I go broke and my parents have to spot me a flight back home where I can go lick my wounds and hopefully come out stronger and wiser. See, this is why sometimes you need to listen to Reddit. You need to, honestly, and it's not even about listening to Reddit. You need to listen to your common sense. You need the common sense, cause that shit, that made no goddamn sense. Lost out on a huge career starting opportunity. For what? For what? You broke up with this girl, told her, or no, you didn't break up with her, but y'all broke up because you said, I'm going to be moving and I don't know if I love you. You said that to her. You said that to her. Okay. So y'all break up. And then 2 months later, all of a sudden, you're like, ugh, ugh, I love you. But get it together. Get it together. Basura. It's actually trash. No, that's so stupid. God, that's so stupid. So stupid. Okay. All right, yeah. I'm gonna read this last one. It's pretty short, and we're gonna end the video there. All right. All right. Let's start. Am I the asshole for complimenting my boss's body? Yes. In a story. Okay. I, 24 male, work as a supervisor at a fast food joint. My former boss, 28 female, is extremely attractive. She left due to finding another job. When she first started, we got along fine, but she became quite distant and started acting standoffish with me. Probably because you were a fucking weirdo. Probably because you're weird. Anyway. About 2 weeks after she started acting weird around me, she asked the owner of the restaurant to get a new door for the back entrance as she is quite small and struggled to close the door when she would lock it at night. The door was overlapping the hinges at the top. I was there when she asked and said maybe it's a good exercise so you could build up your arms a little bit to match your thick thighs. She gave me a weird look and I said it wasn't meant as an insult, that she is in great shape. She ignored me and I saw her talking to my colleague, a female supervisor, and they both have been super weird with me ever since. I don't think I did anything wrong. Am I the ass? How does it feel to be criminally stupid? You should be in jail. There's no way that you said that. There's no way you thought that. You said it. And then you came on here, you came on Reddit, and you typed it up. And you said, am I the ass? You read over it and then posted it. There's no way. This has to be a troll post, right? Am I getting pranked? Oh my god. Edit on the getting fired comments. I think she spoke to the head office, but I get along great with the director in charge of the store. He hasn't said anything or been acting weird towards me at all, so I really don't think I did anything wrong. No, you definitely did. You did everything wrong. You actually are a piece of shit. Die slow. That's so gross. That's so gross. And you know what? Like, this isn't the first thing he said to her either. Like, I can tell if a woman, let me tell y'all something. if a woman is actively ignoring you, there's a fucking reason. It's because you make her feel uncomfortable and unsafe, and she doesn't want to be around you anymore. So if you're ever like, you're probably a fucking incel. Die. Like, get educated or get wrecked. Because what the fuck. Anyway, here's some comments. Oh, here's a comment on the main post by Oblivious Cake 2976. They said, a friend sent this to me and told me to piggyback on the top comment. So here it goes. I'm the woman in this post. I feel so bad for my neighbor. Anyway, I'm the woman in this post. Do you see now, Andrew? Get him! Get him! Get him! Yes, we did get along in the beginning. I don't know what you mean by my potty mouth, as I only F-bombed a few times, one of which you felt appropriate to respond with, fuck? Fuck. Then almost chanting to yourself, don't say anything, there's a lady. Don't say anything, there's a lady here. I caught you staring at me multiple times and asked you to keep professional eye level. Megan, the other supervisor, informed me that your ex made some claims about things you did to her, so major creep vibes right there that already solidified your creep vibes. Oh god, you stink. How many times did I have to address the stop on personal hygiene? Even after a day off, your clothes stink of sweat. Ew. I did approach head office, and you know what I was told? He's a good boy. Sam thinks he has great potential. And yes, I left because of the toxic work environment where some middle-aged men and their big-ass BMWs thought I was being dramatic. So fuck the restaurant chain. That's why she don't want to be around you. You fucking stink. Edit. Oblivious Cakes 2976 stated that she lives in a country that doesn't give two shits if someone is murdered, much less sexually harassed at work. However, she now works in an environment, that she loves. OP continues to die on the hill that he is in the right. I am not OP. Or original OP. I think that's a good place to stop. That's a good place to stop. Because how do you smell like shit? How do you smell like shit and then think that you have the right? Someone on my door. How do you smell like shit and think you have the right to comment on a woman's body? How? How? Disgusting. Also, like, why say something in the first place? Like, what was the reason? What was your point? What was the reason? Because I don't think I get it. I don't get it. I genuinely, I don't get it. And I honestly don't get how you think you're in the right. I don't get it. Like I said, you're fucking insane. Okay. Anyway, y'all. Sorry for that. I was very explosive in this video, and in my last videos I've tried not to curse, but I don't even care anymore, honestly, because it just takes too much for me not to curse, and then reading Reddit stories that have like curse words in it is like, you know what, whatever. So yeah, guys, that's gonna be the end of this video. I'm tired. I'm tired. That actually just made me like physically sick. Anyway, hopefully I get on here. Oh my god, my phone's dying. Hopefully I get on here soon and make another YouTube video. I'm gonna be picking out Reddit stories and planning dates and stuff. So oh my gosh, guys, I'm so sorry about this. But yeah, I will see you guys in the next video, which is hopefully going to be next week. But if it's not, I'm sorry in advance. All right. Bye, guys.